Welcome everyone to the GM podcast. We are live in effect right now. My business partner over here, Gabby. Tell him what's up, Gabby, and please let him know what will be talking about today.
What's up, everybody? We're really happy and excited because we just had a full-ass lunch. So we are...
You had a full
Yeah, I had a full-ass lunch. So we are energized again. We're on our way to 29 Palms. So we'll be on the road for a minute. Oh, I'd like to do a little shout-out on behalf of us, to us. We did a 7-car load, non-functional vehicles, strapped and loaded in less than 45 minutes. That is our, if anybody knows anything about car hauling, that's really, really good. Anyways, so today we like to talk about giving relationship advice. And what is the irony in this topic? Well, as most people know, I am a divorced woman. Sorry, I just seen a guy. I just seen a dude on a motorcycle, kind of chubs, and his like butt crack was showing. Anyways.
I think he did it on purpose.
Anyways, so I am a divorced woman. It is no secret, but I feel that I can give a very honest opinion or viewpoint on relationships because I've learned a whole lot. Basically and mostly about myself and what I could have done better in my marriage or obviously in future relationships. And then of course my partner here, he is a diehard bachelor and I look very, very much, I admire his point of view on being single and being wholesome. So yeah, I think we could really offer you guys a great insight of relationships. So if I start here, I like to say, first of all, nobody's perfect. And as good as a person as I believe that I am, I know that there's a lot of things I could have done better while and during my marriage. I think the number one thing that I probably could have done better is communication. And you know, it's funny that every time I would hear that, communication, I would be like, how cliche, everybody says that. Like most therapists say that, most, couples say that, it's communication. But shit, man, that is like absolutely 100% on the top. And I think what really opened up my eyes to that is going into business here with my best friend. We have such an open communication status that it's like mind blowing. For instance, like if something is bothering me, I will bring it up. I won't sugarcoat anything. I'll say straight out, again, respectfully, and I'll say, hey, you know what? This is what's bothering me. I don't like this. I think maybe we could both improve on this. And then, you give me your opinion. And I'm talking about, this is just friendship wise. It really opened up my eyes on where I was lacking in my marriage. I go, damn, if this works for a friendship, then we should apply it everywhere else, in our jobs, marriages, relationships, boyfriend, girlfriends, just friendships. Communication is key. Because even if you're employed and you have a gripe about something, you don't like maybe the position you were in, or maybe you don't like the pay, what happens is that we harvest all these feelings because we're afraid to speak up. We're afraid to speak with the truth. And then it comes out, it spews out into our performance. And the other person probably has no idea, your boss probably has no idea that you're brewing all these emotions. And then what happens is you're so fed up, you get up and quit. And I think that is also towards relationships and marriages. And so therefore, I think my communication could have been a lot better. I know there was first of all, my ex-husband was not a good communicator, but I know that there was instances where he was trying to express his frustrations and I would just kind of shut him down because, not to be mean, but he always had like things to say to me. And so I would just be like, man, whatever. I would always dismiss him. So I accept that that I probably could have been a better listener instead of dismissing somebody because maybe they always have something to say or complain, or we have people in our lives that way. But give them some time, give them your ear to hear, and if it could be fixed, why not fix it? What do you think, BP?
Yep. Yeah, well, like my partner says here, that I am a bachelor. The only thing that's lacking is the bachelor pad. But nevertheless, I'm not worried about all that. I got other things brewing. I have things that are on my list that are not really, that's not my priority. So, but yeah, communication is key, whether you're single or whether you're married, whether you're trying to brew a relationship with somebody, or if you're dating them or whatever it is, yeah, being single, you do have to have some type of communication skills with this other person. You never know what can be avoided, or what troubles can be, pondering, I guess, or just things that are really on your mind. So when it comes to communication, you're not gonna let this person know that, you just got to be fluent. You got to be fluent with this person, or be fluent with other people. This goes also with friendships and your relationship with your family members. But yeah, what I want to get to is, communication is the key for a lot of things that are going to avoid miscommunication, obviously, so yeah, communication is number one. Number two for me would be, punctuality. Punctuality in a lot of relationships, it goes hand in hand with communication on top of other skills. And punctuality, I mean, telling people they're going to be there on time, not being a flake, exactly, being reliable. And, making sure that you hold on to your word, and you're actually there doing the implementations, giving, overall chart of a pie, you have 100%. If you meet your 50%, obviously the other person also. So what do you think about punctuality?
Well, I laugh because I too am a culprit. No, you know what? No, for real though, I've made a huge turnaround on that. I feel like you're right. I feel that it is a type of courtesy you give the other person by keeping your word. I normally, like, when I give somebody my word, it's my word. However, I do lack a little bit in the punctuality department, and I've always known that. And believe me, it's not done intentionally, but yes, we could prioritize our time a little bit better. So yeah, that one kind of hurts me a little bit because I have suffered from this, and it really is just a bad habit. It's not that you're born with this, it's a bad habit, and we need to wake up earlier or get ready earlier. But jumping into our business, it's really changed me. It's in a very good way. I take things a lot more serious now. I try, it's disrespectful to have anybody wait on me. If I tell you I'll be there, okay, maybe a few minutes late, when nobody's perfect. But when you have somebody waiting for 30, 40, 45 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, and then just plain and simple, you just never show up, that's being disrespectful. And then how can anybody trust you or take you serious? Exactly. So yes, I do agree with you on that. I agree with you that punctuality, communication, and if we're just sticking to the relationship part, I really, really think, and we had another podcast, touching bases on the sex department. That one is so important. I think it's up there with communication. Like, if we're talking about being in a relationship, I think sex is up there, because you could be great in all the areas. You could communicate. Well, let's retract there, because if you're communicating, then that means you're also talking about your sex life, like within. So yeah, you can't quite be a full communicator if you're avoiding the sex topic. Your partner, your sexual partner, your intimate partner, or your husband or your wife, you guys need to be on the same level, on the same page when it comes to sex. Because we talked about this before, it's not fair, okay, that I or he or you or she is lacking in that department, but you're so intimidated to speak up about it because of the fear of the retaliation they might have with you. You know, and I'm talking about retaliation with words, with accusations.
All the things that are inside.
Right. So sex is definitely up there. Okay? And like I said, I'm not condoning affairs or cheating because I don't agree. But then we wonder why he or she is seeking it elsewhere. Like I said, I'm not condoning it, and it's not an excuse. But we're so ashamed to talk about it. And it's not fair, because when you love somebody and you have to go seek the sexual desires elsewhere, then number one, do you really love that person? And number two, I mean, what are you doing in a relationship? So I think communication and sexual communication is top for me. So we got communication, verbal communication, we got the sexual communication, and then we got the punctuality. I think another one too for me is if you express something to your relationship, to your boyfriend or your partner, and you tell them, hey, this is bothering me, and it's a legit disrespectful trait they have, whether they talk about you out loud or they jab jokes at you in front of other people, you know, things that can be fixed, right? Yeah. I'm not talking about if they have like a crooked smile, you know, you can't fix, that's just the way they are. Yeah. But I'm talking about if they say things or do things that hurt you and you've expressed it to them and they still don't change it, they don't care. Plain and simple, they don't care. Yeah. They don't care about you as much as they claim that they do. Because if you sit with somebody and have an adult conversation and say, hey, what you said was very hurtful, please don't call me fat next time in front of somebody, or please don't jab at me to go take care of the kids or go wash the dishes in front of your boys. Can you please not do that next time? And then the next time comes around, and guess what? They say it or they do it again. Not only is that disrespectful, but they really don't care how you feel. They disregard you. And so you need to really, really reanalyze where the fuck you stand. Sorry for saying it like that. You really need to reanalyze where you stand in that relationship, because obviously they dismiss your feelings. And even though they know they're hurting you, they have no problem hurting you again.
Empathy, you guys. Empathy. You know, understanding what the other person is trying to tell you and use it to your advantage. Not as a negative form, but as understanding your partner or understanding the other person that's in front of you, and actually using these things to better your guys' relationship. Like my partner said here, that I've been single for a while, so you know, I don't have to work on any of these characteristics.
Hey, but you will.
Eventually, yeah. You know, once I start to settle down, once I start to, you know, focus on the person that I really want to be with, then of course, yeah, we do have to implement these things that I'm trying to practice, I'm trying to preach right now, and trying to tell you guys that I need to swallow my own pill. Yep. And hopefully that's the only thing that I swallow. But aside from that, you know, we have to make sure that all these characteristics are met. Vice versa, you know, with the other person being intellectual, being open with you, you know, all those things matter in the relationship on how you guys are going to progress throughout the future. And you know, nevertheless, you could teach your kids how to behave. Most importantly, I think me as a kid being brought up, you know, my parents are still together, and luckily they are, you know, I'm grateful for that. but they also had their faults. They also had things that were jabs thrown at them all the time. Why? I don't know why, but I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this, and why would you teach your kid how to be with someone that's a good person to them? So it really does trickle down. You really don't want to take these things to the grave. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely. And yeah, for example, I know you just mentioned earlier, but you know what though too, partner, that I know you're a bachelor and you go out here and there with females, but they also deserve some type of respect, like the truth. The truth of where you stand, the truth of what you want, and it's up to them if they still want to talk to you, right?
Of course.
So they also deserve, because they don't have an actual title, they deserve respect as well. And vice versa. Whoever comes into our lives, they deserve to know, hey, this is what I got to offer right now. This is all I'm willing to offer right now. Take it or leave it. And yeah, exactly. You pull it all on the table, and then nothing gets ever misconstrued or watered down. Your words will always stay the same if your actions match. Also, too, another thing, this is like a big dun dun dun, trust. Oh my gosh, it rubs me the wrong way when I hear, well, it's not that I don't trust you, I don't trust them. No, bullshit. You don't trust me. Let me tell you one thing. I could preach this all freaking day, because in 20 years of marriage, I had never stepped out of my marriage until the final days where I really don't give a shit about what the hell was going on. So I didn't step out of my marriage for 20 freaking years. I put up with his ways, and I did the best that I could. Never did I stray from my marriage. And so when it came down to doing things outside my marriage, like doing a girls' night out or just hanging out with my sisters, there was always that, oh, well, what if this? I go, no, it's not what if. Nobody's forcing me to do anything. Nobody forces anybody to do anything. So forget about what they do. I could go out with a prostitute, and that doesn't mean I'm going to sell my body, right? That's how my thinking is. So if you don't trust the person, maybe you can't be in a relationship, period. Because if you have trust issues, then maybe you shouldn't be in a relationship. I, for one, am always willing to give the person benefit of the doubt. When I start dating, or when I'm ready to, or maybe the guys I have encountered, I am always, hey, fresh start. I try my best not to ever carry baggage. I go, okay, give him benefit of the doubt, because at the end of the day, nobody's forcing him to do anything other than what he wants to do. And nobody's going to convince me otherwise that, oh, because my wife is this, or because, no, if your wife is a certain way and you're desiring other women, guess what? Go fix your fucking marriage. Go get out of your marriage or fix it before you start jumping around like a bunny, vice versa. The woman shouldn't be doing that either. If she has issues with her husband or with her boyfriend or whoever she's in a relationship with, you need to go fix it before you try to temporarily patch the bruise or the hurt in your relationship. That's not going to fix anything. It's going to make it worse, right? So for me, the trust is one of those things. And let me tell you, we last year or what? No. Yeah, last year. Did my sister got married last year, right? Linda, or 2 years ago? Whatever. I lost track. We had an all girls Miami trip. Florida, Miami. Everybody was single at the time except for my cousin Shelly, and I hope that she's listening to this. She was such a well-behaved. She had a lot of fun, let me tell you. We had a lot of fun. She was the only married one. And it didn't matter how many guys came up to us, and it didn't matter who wanted to talk to us or dance with us. She behaved on a very, very respectful way towards her husband. And that's exactly what I mean. You could be in a room full of guys, in a room full of girls. Stop giving excuses of why you were unfaithful. There are faithful men and there are faithful women out there. I truly believe that. What do you got to say about trust, partner?
That's really good. Trust it's a very good topic, actually, to cover these whole relationship faults, And another one is, for me, is talking about the future with this better half. You could go to extended places if you guys actually map out what it is that you guys want to accomplish within the few years, long term, whatever time that you guys have together. We shouldn't be in a relationship where shit goes nowhere. I've been a victim of it, and I'm not gonna sit here and play victim, but look at my best friend, man.
Yep.
We look at the things that we've done.
Yep.
And even though they're not, you guys can't see those things, but yeah, we've gone very fucking far within the last couple of years. And always talking to your partner of where the future beholds for you guys will lead you to great extents. Owning a house, renting it out, doing things extraordinary, things that you've never done before. You can start vacationing a little earlier than what you expected. And hell, spending more vacation time with the person that you love is, who wouldn't want that? So I think we covered pretty good topics here when it comes to being in a relationship and figuring out where you stand in a relationship. There's always going to be leaders and there's always going to be followers. But if you find yourself another leader just like yourself, I think you guys are going to do really well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think future talks with your partner about where you guys see yourselves in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, being ambitious as a couple. That's amazing. Can you imagine, okay? And we're just friends. Look at all we've done so far. We've been friends for 3 years. The 3 years flew. I feel like I've known you all my life. So can you imagine what other things could be done when you put that much more passion into them, that much more love into them? So ambition, good ambition, because there could be bad ambition. That's a whole nother podcast. Good ambition, goals, and future
strategics.
Yeah, conquering the future strategically together will make you such a strong power couple. People say, oh, power couple, they compare celebrities and but they have no idea. Most people have no idea why they even call them power couples. The reason they're power couples is because they move in sync. One person steps forward and the other person steps the same, and they both back up each other, support each other, and it's beautiful. I mean, who wouldn't want a relationship like that? Great communication, future talks, goals, ambition, and dreams. Everything we've talked about. Who wouldn't want a fucking relationship like that? Everybody will be happy. But I think the problem is with a lot of relationships today is that people are with the wrong person. And, we could go on and on and on about this, but people are with the wrong person. If you're not compatible, it's not more than then, it's not going to work. It doesn't matter if, for instance, I'm a pretty chill person. And even when I was married for 20 years, I considered myself a chill person. I didn't want to fight. I tried my best to avoid fights. And even then, look at where it got us. Because we were two completely different people. So it doesn't matter if you try. If you try to okay, I'm not going to fight with this person. I don't want no problems. Let's talk about it. Let's be a good communicator. But if you guys are completely opposites, you're an introvert, he's an extrovert, or vice versa, it's more than likely it's not gonna work. Why doesn't it work? Because the what's it called? When you have something with what you have in common with that person is very, very small compared to when you could both enjoy the same hobbies, you both think the same, you like the same books, you like the same music. I heard somebody say one time, oh, if you're with somebody who's the same as you, it's going to be boring. Hell no. How can it be boring? If you love yourself and you find somebody who is like you, then there's two people to love. You know what I mean? It's not, how can it be boring when you and your partner in a relationship like the same stuff? You just amplify the fun. You amplify the happiness. So I don't agree with that statement. That's my personal belief on that, or my personal opinion. I like to also say that you actually hit a good target there, partner, with the ambition, being ambitious about your future, working together. Trust is huge, because trust kind of touches on all of these subjects. You have to trust your partner with not having sex with other people. You have to trust your partner in telling you the truth. You have to trust your partner with your financial stability. You have to, so trust, it goes all around. You have to trust your partner to be punctual, right? So trust, I think, is like the backbone of all of the topics that we just brought up. So I believe it sounds complicated, but really, is it really? I think we just need to grow up and be adults. Something bothers you, talk about it. You don't like something, say it. You like something, say it. Yeah, you love that person, say it. A lot of people don't like to say how they feel because of their, I don't know what the person's going to think of me. You know what, man? Life is too fucking short. You're going to die tomorrow, or you're going to die in 10 years. And if you never, ever tell the person who you actually loved that you love them, then it's like you're just living, you're just like floating in life. You're not making any impacts on anybody. Yeah. We got to say, BP.
All I got to say is that was like an episode of Ricky Lake. You guys remember Ricky or Maury?
No, Maury's another
Yeah,
episode.
Maury's you are the father type of dude.
No, you're not the father.
I ain't no damn father to nobody except for my kids. And maybe I'd be called the daddy here and there.
Oh, hell no.
But, hopefully we guys help you guys out with some of these topics. How would you think that went down, partner?
Well, you're giving the mic back to Ricky Lake, so you're stupid. No, I mean, really, like, we could probably carry this on like another 30 more minutes, but I think people get it. I hope everybody is able to see what we see and hear what we hear, and we've had to lose people we really care about to learn this. Right. We've had to lose people. We've had to have our own hearts broken to become better people. But you only have two options. You either become better or you become bitter. And I choose to always be better. And I know a lot of people after breakups, they become very, very fucking bitter. And that's a tragedy, because a good person can turn bitter.
Of course, man. I always want to get better at things. We leave bitter behind us. And, from here forward, I do want to practice what I say. Yep. I do want to implement these things, and I do want to make things for my better outcome, But as of right now, I'm living my life the way that I think I should. I'm way too damn busy to go out and, meet people like this. But if the right person comes along, then trust me, you will get the better of me.
Oh, and I forgot to... one thing that I think is very important, I think you should probably agree with this, partner, and I think you will. Personal space. We almost forgot to touch on that. Oh my God, when I was a housewife and I was a full-time employee and I was a mom and I was all of these things, I craved personal space. I needed personal space, and I never got it because it was always like, where you at? How come you're taking so long? This and that. And I was like dying for just a little bit of me time. I cannot express enough how healthy this would be for your future relationships. Give that person space. If they say, you know what, I want to go take a walk outside. First of all, you can't control nobody. So if they go outside to secretly talk to somebody else, they're going to do it with or without your consent. But let's hope that it's for the best. Let's hope that they really just need space. If they ask for space, hey, you know what? I'm going to go to the bar with the boys. Hey, you know what? I'm going to go get the nails done with the girls. Hey, you know what? You get the point. Let them go. It's not the end of the world. First of all, you're not going to control anybody. let them go, let them breathe. I was suffocated a lot of times in my marriage, suffocated, and I just wanted to just sometimes go outside and sit by myself. Personal space.
Damn. Right. Yeah. Well, that's something I mean, when I was in a relationship, I did have my personal space. You know, I'd go out for my runs, and then at night or in the evening time, I'd go out for my walks. You know, that was my personal time. I really loved that time because I really understood who I was.
Yep.
And I hope that I helped that person do the same thing when they needed their personal space. But at the end of the day, hopefully you guys get the gist of this. I think we're gonna wrap it up soon because we're getting close to our destination. But nevertheless, you guys, let us know if you guys want us to cover something. If you know us personally, please hit us up.
That's right, guys. Thank you again for listening and tuning in to our podcast. We hope that we can help anybody, even if it's just one person. Maybe we touch a subject that they're like, oh man, I wanted to hear about that, or thank you for your insight. We're here to at least express and to explain what we've been through, and maybe it'll help somebody else. I want to recap real quick what we've covered today. The relationship advice we wanted to give today was on trust. Yes. This is coming from a experienced divorced woman. And no, but all jokes aside, I'm a divorced woman with 2 almost adult children, and I think I've done pretty well with myself, with my situation, and of course my bachelor best friend here. We are both very open-minded. We're both very understanding, and we know that we've come a long way to be able to express what we've learned. So to wrap this up, I'd like to recap on the topics. We covered trust in a relationship, communication, the sex subject, future talks about goals, ambition, dreams, punctuality, being open-minded, and personal space. So having said that, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this one. Please send us a shout out on our email. I always post it on the YouTube channel. If you have any topics you like for us to discuss, or any shout outs you want us to do, please feel free to drop it in.
All right, you guys, wrapping it up, and hope to catch you guys next time. We are out. Peace out. Peace and love, you guys.